Well, greetings and good morning, managerial communication students. This is Mr.D, and this is welcome to the first day of class here at Norco College, spring 2026. My name again is Eric Doucette. I'll be your instructor for the next 8 weeks with an completely online version of Business 22. I've been teaching this class from the very beginning. I have been teaching at Norco College since 2016, so 10 years this year. I went on staff full-time faculty in 2020, so I'm one of 5 full-time faculty here at Norco College in the business department. And this is one of my favorite classes. I've been teaching it for 10 years, and so I'm looking forward to sharing with you. One little apology is I was really trying to make it a zero-cost textbook class over the winter term, but I just couldn't pull it off. So unfortunately, you are going to need to get the textbook. In the future, I hope to make it completely 100% free. However, I do uh, give you the cheapest option, which is to just use an ebook linked to the class. I think it cost about $60 to access that ebook, or you can find maybe renting one online even cheaper. Since it's only an 8-week class, you might be able to get a hard copy, but do it right away, and I'll show you how to do that. But the first thing I'm going to do as we get started here is I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. I'm going to show you how to log into Canvas. If you've never done that, I apologize if for some reason you already have done that a number of times, but only because there's students in our class that may have never done it before. So just to make sure you know how, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the Norco College website. And then right up here under quick links, you just click that and there's an option for Canvas. Now, Canvas is the learning management software that we use at Norco College to host all of our online classes and any kind of online component for our courses. And so everything, by the way, in our course is online in Canvas. You don't need to go to any other website. You just need the ebook or a book to read. But everything is done. All the quizzes, all the exams, all the assignments are done in Canvas. So you don't need to go anywhere else for your assignments. It's all done right here, and I'll show you all that. But when it comes to logging into Canvas, then go to the Norco College webpage, do the quick links, select Canvas, and then it's going to have you sign in. And I'm already set up and registered to sign in, so I can't really show you all the steps that you'll have to take. But pretty much it's going to open a similar screen. You're going to put in your email address, and then it's going to ask you for your password. So I'm basically putting my email address in, and then it's asking me for my password, which is already in there, and it does it automatically. But your password is going to be your birth date your birth date if you've never logged into Canvas before. So put in your birth date, the 2 digits of the day, the 2 digits of the year, the month, and then the 4 digits of the year, and then it's going to bring you to the. I have double authentication on mine, so I have to either use the Authenticator app, or I like to just do send me a text link, so it does that, and then I can get in. So it's going to open me now into what's called my Canvas dashboard. It has all of the classes I'm teaching. Yours is going to open into all the classes that you're taking, and including any kind of training or anything like that that you might be doing. So these are all the classes, these 6 here that I'm doing. And this is our class right here, Business 22, 32327. So all you need to do is click the folder for our class, and then that'll bring you to what I call the navigation page or the home page in our class. And so I've built this little table to help you kind of navigate around and get to what you need to get to. And I'm going to explain how to use that right now in case that way you'll know exactly what to do. Over on the left here as well, there's always a menu if you're using a computer. It's not the same if you're using a laptop or iPad or an iPhone. If you make it small enough, it kind of looks more like this. And if you notice, it's a little harder, but right here on the top right corner, there's a little V. If you click that, it'll open that menu, that same menu that's on the left, and then you can select the home screen from there. So just keep in mind, if you're on a tablet or a phone, because the screen's not large, it won't show this left menu over here. But that's how you get to it. Just click the little V in the top right corner. Anyway, this is the home screen, so there's a Start Here button. That's where you want to start when we get into our coursework here in a few moments. Once you've went through the start page, you can always just click the modules, and that's how this is laid out. Here are the 3 modules of the class. Each module is about 5 weeks long. And so based on the dates, so whatever module we're in, you can select that. It'll open up the modules page and you'll see all of the assignments and coursework and things like that. There's also a syllabus button here. That'll be the latest version of the syllabus. So I may have emailed you one. There may have already been some changes. Maybe I find some things I did wrong or edits that needed to be made. So I'll always put the most recent and current right there. There's a Cengage link. This is to your textbook. So once you've registered, you can also click here and go to the place where you can register for the textbook so you have access to the ebook. And again, once you've set it all up, you click there, click the next link, and it'll bring you into the textbook. And it'll usually leave you off right where you were reading, which is nice. And then there's a communication plan if you just want to know how I plan on getting a hold of you, how you can get a hold of me, how you can interact with each other, etc. You can click that. It's in detail, and I also have it in the modules, welcome module. There's an office hours link right here. So if you want to meet with me during my office hours, I'll be on campus on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'll also be online on Thursdays. And you can see the times there. So you can just click this link if you want to meet with me online or just show up in my office on campus if you want to meet with me there. So that's what that's for. And then there's a help button right here, and the help button has my phone number. So if you want to text me, I'm fine with that. It has my email address. It also has the help desk phone number. It also has Canvas phone number, and there's a little forum in there where if you click reply, you can post a question. You can you can have dialogue with other students and myself. So it's kind of an open forum where you can discuss any questions or concerns you have about the class, where everyone can participate. And you just click the little reply at the bottom and put in your question. And so that's another way that you can communicate with me. I'm going to go ahead and click the Start Here button, and that's going to help you. I'm going to step through some of this with you. This is a welcome from me. There's my information about the class, talking about it being an online class. Here again is another link to register for the textbook if you haven't done it yet. Here's how you navigate the class on a phone or tablet. I showed you that in a minute ago. And then as far as getting started, you just want to read the syllabus. That's very important that you review that thoroughly because there's a lot of good information in there. I know that's a little tedious, but please do that because that you'll know what to expect. You'll know what's coming. Then you definitely need to complete this check-in assignment right here. And you can click here to just get it done, or you can step through the welcome module. It's the last item on the welcome module. But either way, you need to complete that. It's just a self-introduction. You're letting other students know who you are, what your educational plans are, what your interests are, things like that. So complete that. That's how you stay in the class. If you don't complete that, you may get dropped, and you will if you don't check in at all. And then there's the textbook again. I have it multiple times in here. You can click that. It'll bring you to where you can access it. Also, there's Amazon and Norco Bookstore if you want to purchase the book online. This brings you right to the book. This brings you to the bookstore where you can search for the book based on our class. And that's pretty much it. Once you've read through these things and done these things, then go ahead and get started on your coursework by clicking modules. You can do that. Or best yet, the first time through, go ahead and click next because it's going to show you the spring schedule and you can look at the whole thing right here. Similar to what I sent you in the syllabus earlier in the week, but you can look at all the weeks, what we're going to be covering, when the exams are going to be, when the quizzes are due, that kind of thing. And then next, there's a little, if you click next, there's a bio of me, kind of giving you my background and where I've been and what I've done and how I got here. Then if you click that, there's the syllabus again. So if you want to view it, you can click syllabus. If you want to look at the online version, which the online version just gives you the dates, pretty much the schedule for the most part, you can do that. If not, click next. Again, here's the textbook again. If you've still not registered for it, you can do that. And that's the book you're going to be studying. And then here's my communication and monitoring plan. So how you can get a hold of me. Here's my cell number. You can email me by clicking to here. I also have a bookings. So if you want to book a special time that isn't my office hours, you can click bookings and make an appointment, and then it'll let me know. And then I'll get back to you if I can or cannot do it at that time, but I'll try and make it work. And here's how you can reach out to other classmates. So these are all the suggested ways in which we can communicate, and I'll be utilizing all of these. Then there's also an AI policy, and I had to put this in place this last year because I just had too many students using AI. And I just want to say right off the bat, I'm not against it. You can use AI, but you need to disclose it. So let me know, hey, I found this using AI, but here's what I learned from it. And everything that you submit really needs to be in first person, not it's not to sound like a dissertation or a report necessarily. It should be you speaking to me or you speaking to other classmates. So I'm not looking for you to be a scholar. I'm looking for you to share your thoughts and your ideas. And we're going to be writing papers in this class. So you're going to be doing a memo and an email and those are all scenarios I give you, which you certainly can probably find a way to utilize AI. But keep in mind, there's a lot of little instructional things I'll be giving that AI may not necessarily use. And so my main thing is just don't cut and paste from AI into the solution or answer. Please create your own documents. You can use the help of AI. Disclose that to me somewhere, either in your assignment instruction or your assignment name and date and all that. Just put I just want to let you know that I did have AI help. Great. Then it'll help me. If you don't, and I suspect it, you could get a zero. If you use AI and it's obvious to me, you'll get a zero. Or I'll ask you, did you use AI? And then you're going to have to defend your position. But unfortunately, it's gotten to the point where it's difficult to tell, and any suspicion of using it may be identified and asked about. So keep in mind, it's not going to be just a cut and paste scenario, especially if you cut and paste. I can pretty much tell that it wasn't you in most cases. So anyway, it's more and more policies and more work for all of us, including yourself and myself, are coming as a result of AI. But make sure you read my policy and what I'm looking for. And then it gets into all the student services here. If you keep clicking next, it steps through some ways in which you can succeed in the class. If you keep clicking through that, it'll bring you to the check-in assignment. And these are all just here for your help. And like I said, you probably won't want to go through them more than once. But ultimately, it'll bring you to the end of this module, this is all right here, welcome module. It'll bring you to this check-in assignment. Now, again, you could have clicked it when we were in the welcome page, and it would have brought you here. You could have completed it. But this is where you're introducing yourself. The best way to complete this assignment is to select the questions, come down here, click reply, and when you click reply, it's going to open a box. You can paste the questions and then answer them right here. And when you're done, click reply, and you've done the first assignment. But once you've gotten to this point, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to module one. Oops, excuse me. And you're going to want to get started. So I clicked home up here, and then you should be able to just click next on that page, and it'll bring you to but for some reason it didn't work. So let me just try that again, because if it didn't, I'm going to have to fix that. Should just give you the next option at the bottom, and it's not. Huh. Okay, I'm going to fix that. I'll get that fixed. So that way you can just click next at the bottom of this check-in assignment, and that'll get you going into the next assignment. And for some reason that's not working. Every video I've done so far, I've had something to fix. Anyway, either way, you can come here to module number one. And this is the first week, this week that you're in right now, that you need to get done. So there's PowerPoints for both the chapters that you're going to be reading. You're going to be reading chapter 1 and chapter 2 of the textbook. And let's see. So that's what you'll be working on, and the content of that. And then it'll bring you, once you've read through those, it'll bring you to the quiz. And the quiz will look a little different for you than it does for me, but you could, once you're done reading, you can take the quiz. You just click take quiz. I'm in student view now, so this is how it'll look for you. And then you're going to start your individual presentation assignment. So this is a assignment where you're going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation. You're going to be recording it, and you're going to be uploading it. And you have just a couple weeks to do this. This is one of the key components of the class. As I didn't mention to you, we have 3 modules. Each module covers a different topic. So module number 1 in this class covers presentations and just business communications in general. Module number 2 deals with business writing. So we're going to be doing memos, emails, letters, etc. That'll be module 2. And then module 3 deals with employment communication. So resumes, cover letters, interview skills, job search, things like that. So that's the 3 modules. So the first one is presentations. So you're going to be putting together a presentation. And this is a 3-week assignment. You have 3 weeks to do it, not 2. And it tells you what you should be doing each week. So I will be doing a Zoom session on this assignment since it's so important, as well as the next assignment I'm going to show you. It'll be a dual Zoom session, and I'll go over this assignment. I'll give you a sample of it. I'll give you how to do a lot of the things that need to be done. And that's going to be on next Wednesday. So not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. I think that's going to be February. I can't think of what date that is right now, February 20 something. But look that up. In fact, it's probably going to be in this list here in just a minute. But either way, join me for that Zoom session, and I'll be going over this assignment in detail. Also, this next assignment, which is the do's and don'ts of effective business presentation. So this is a discussion post. It's meant for you to interact with other students. So you're basically going to make a list of all your, just from your own experience. What do you see that's good and bad about people's presentations? And then you're going to make a post on that in week one. In week two, you're going to review other students' lists and kind of compare yours and maybe make some edits to yours. And then on week three, you're going to actually create a new final list that you'll submit. And I did have a Zoom session recorded right here on it, but I'll include that on my Zoom session I'll be doing this week. There's also some videos that you can watch as well on that. And let me know if any of those videos don't work or if you have any issues with your closed captioning on any of those. But here's the Zoom session. So Wednesday, the 25th of February at 10 o'clock, I'll be doing a Zoom session. This date is wrong. Sorry about that. And it'll be at 10 a.m. And that is the assignment that will, or the Zoom session that we'll be doing on this, both of those assignments. So I'll fix that as well. That's two things I got to fix. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to click home here. I'm gonna try it. I can't get out of my student view for, oh, because I have it too low here. Here we go. I'm gonna end student view. All right. And so that's pretty much it for this class. And every week kind of follows the same order. You're going to have a quiz on the chapters that you're reading. And then you're going to be doing either the discussion post and the individual presentation in the first module, or you'll be doing writing assignments each week in the second module, or you'll be doing a job search and writing a resume and doing interview skills in the third module. So that's kind of how this will break down. Again, this is an 8-week class fully online. And so there is no set class sessions, but there are going to be three or two Zoom sessions going over business writing, and the next module going over business presentations in this module. And so join me for those if you can. If you can't, I understand because many of you are working. I will be recording it and I will be making it available to you. All right, well, that's it for this video. If you need to get a hold of me, don't forget I do have office hours and you can join me there. I'll be online Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m., so you can join me then each week. But until then, have a great first week, and I'll be doing a video similar to this every week, sometimes a little more instructional, but just to give you a face and a name and a person before you as your teacher. That way you can see me, and if, again, you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm more than happy to help. So until next week, have a wonderful first week of class.